my circle small and symmetric. The hood is a mentality. Young youth need a reality check. Money bulging out their pockets till they mind is in debt. Cause beef what they said, they quick to put dough in your chest. So wear bulletproof, still them niggas trying to invest. That's business, one-on-one. It's something that you need to know. We only gain power when we turn, which way the heat is blow. So when the rebels link up, 3 words, let's ride out. It's been a long time coming, my nigga, but the time now. Do you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? They done put Chris Tucker on this bitch, let me find out. When the rebels link up, 3 words. You're now tuned in to the sounds of Phase and the Third Eye Rap Musical Orchestra. Know what time it is, my nigga? Are we obsessed with mediocrity? Then why we live below standards of what a God should be? We buy designer clothes before owning property, just to flex on other people, look what we got, but see, we live for others without living for ourselves, when the only thing that matters is generational wealth. To break the cycle, making sure it don't continue. We still drive through knowing that what's on the menu is killing us hard. We still think like my God is better than your God, when there's only one God. Still waiting on a nigga named Jesus to save us, when it's God within us till we know it will never wake up. We still believing in old tales like heaven to hell, when ain't nobody came back from the dead to tell. But tell me what's truth, no one knows for sure. Got my individual truth and your truth for sure, for sure. Too much Hennessy and social feeds can kill you. Too much of anything and everything can kill you. We got life fucked up. Can you see your own power when the light fucked up? Still listen to drugs and murder when we out. Bodies dropped and all of a sudden the violence gotta stop. Gotta keep a bottom on the shelf. Say we never turn down a fade, but to run away from ourselves. Instead of dealing with the problems within. Females seeing celebs and wanna look like them, with titties and ass shots while poking their ass out. For what? Just for a nigga to fuck them and cash out. Still lost to what's really going on. It seems right in front of our face, but we looking down at our phones. Can't escape it, no. Quit looking for preachers and spiritual teachers and go within for the faith and hope. Only when you close your eyes then you see. Stop worrying about eyes, start worrying about we. For sure. Too many broke dreams and smoke screens to kill you. Too much of TV and phone screens to kill you. Too much of McDonald's and Starbucks to kill you. Too much of anything and everything can kill you. So when the rebels link up, 3 words, let's ride out. It's been a long time coming, my nigga, but the time now. Do you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? They done put Chris Tucker on this bitch, let me find out. When the rebels link up, 3 words. The type of nigga that ain't really with the games. As a young rebel wanted money and the fame, now I realize all that shit don't really mean a thing. It's 2017, we still get whips and chains. Only difference is they come with rims and diamonds that bling. But third, do your thing, I ain't trying to intervene. Leave that to them niggas shooting hair on. What I'm saying is, y'all don't get the message. Young and I'm restless, so anything less than my vision not impressed with. Keep my circle small and symmetric. Not an in-crowd type of nigga, that's some Ron Artest shit. Verse Detroit when he tested. Ben Wallace, I've been deprived of niggas knowing I'm blessed with the gift. Fuck a minimum wage salary. Life is your reality, the hood is a mentality. Young youth need a reality check. Money bulging out their pockets till they mind is in debt. Cause beef what they said, they quick to put dough in your chest. So wear bulletproof, still them niggas trying to invest. That's business, one-on-one. It's something that you need to know. We only gain power when we turn, which way the heat is blow. So when the rebels link up, 3 words, let's ride out. It's been a long time coming, my nigga, but the time now. Do you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? They done put Chris Tucker on this bitch, let me find out. When the rebels link up, 3 words. You're now tuned in to the sounds of Phase and the Third Eye Rap Musical Orchestra. Know what time it is, my nigga? Are we obsessed with mediocrity? Then why we live below standards of what a God should be? We buy designer clothes before owning property, of what we got, but see, we live for others without living for ourselves. When the only thing that matters is generational wealth. To break the cycle, making sure it don't continue. We still drive through knowing that what's on the menu. It's killing us hard. We still think like my God is better than your God when there's only one God. Still waiting on a nigga named Jesus to save us when it's God within us till we know it will never wake up. We still believing in old tales like heaven or hell when ain't nobody came back from the dead to tell. But tell me what's truth, no one knows for sure. Got my individual truth and your truth for sure, for sure. Too many broke dreams and smoke screens will kill you. Too much of TV and phone screens will kill you. Too much Hennessy and social feeds will kill you. Too much of anything and everything can kill you. We got life fucked up. Can you see your own power when the light fucked up? Still listen to drugs and murder when we out. Bodies dropped and all of a sudden the violence gotta stop. Gotta keep a bottom on the shelf. Say we never turn down a fade, but to run away from ourselves. Instead of dealing with the problems within. Females seeing celebs and wanna look like them. With titties and ass shots while poking their ass out. For what? Just for a nigga to fuck them and cash out. Still lost to what's really going on. It seems right in front of our face, but we looking down at our phones. Can't escape it, no. Quit looking for preachers and spiritual teachers and go within for the faith and hope. Only when you close your eyes, then you see. Stop worrying about I and start worrying about we, for sure. Too many broke dreams and smoke screens will kill you. Too much of TV and phone screens will kill you. Too much of McDonald's and Starbucks will kill you. Too much of anything and everything can kill you. So when the rebels link up, 3 words, let's ride out. It's been a long time coming, my nigga, but the time now. Do you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? They done put Chris Tucker on this bitch, let me find out. When the rebels link up, 3 words.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, One-on-One with Solo and Diamond.
Man, welcome back. It's been a long time, everybody. But the NBA season is back. It has returned. The Lakers played their first 2 games of the season so far. Other teams have gotten 2 games in as well. So we want to recap and just break down and talk about everything we've been missing and just reconnect with everybody.
And you know how we got to start it off. It's only right.
Lake Show.
Exactly. It's only right. What do you think about that performance, man? Last 2 games, especially that Clipper one.
Okay, well, the Clipper one, I mean, we just didn't match intensity. The Lakers just didn't match intensity, just weren't ready. It seems like the coaching staff had a game plan that they've been working on all summer for that specific game, and they wanted to stick to that no matter what was going on. So I just feel like they didn't adjust the first game, and then they showed they are willing to make on-the-fly adjustments in the second game, which I wonder why they didn't make any during the Clipper game.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I think we were the one that started off a little bit intense.
Yeah.
We started off like we wanted it. LeBron was hyped. Davis was hyped. Pre-game doing all that extra stuff.
Yeah.
So it kind of felt like, okay, we know this is a real home game. This is a statement game. And it felt like that's what it felt like to them. You know what I'm saying? So to see us break down the way we did, I wouldn't say I'm probably worried about the intensity, but I'm worried about if they're still as confident when they start the game as they were in the middle of the game when it comes to a game like the Clippers or something.
Yeah, when it comes to like those Clippers matchups, when Philly comes to town, Milwaukee comes to town, true contenders, really, are they going to shrink when it comes up to this team could also punch us in the mouth from a talent perspective?
And it's going to keep coming and coming until you find a way to stop it. And when you don't, it's just like, damn. I wonder to them if they feel as slow as they look. You know what I'm saying?
And sluggish and lethargic as they look.
And
out
do
there.
They feel it like the way we can see it? Yeah. Do they feel it like the way we see it?
Oh, it was just so bad, man. It was just like, I don't know. The offense looks so clunky. The offense looked clunky last night again as well, but obviously they've worked out some things. But in that Clipper game, which we're still focusing on right this second, it just was like when Kawhi hit those 7 straight shots, he just kind of took out the Lakers' soul. He hit 7 straight mid-range jumpers.
Not just
fadeaways over Anthony. He had one over Anthony Davis in the corner. Like, it was bad. It was just bad. And it's not like he went for 50 or something, but it was so efficient. It felt like 50. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That 30 felt like a 50-point dominant performance because he was just so far ahead of everybody else in the court that night. Which, when you have Anthony Davis and LeBron on the same team, you don't ever want to feel like there's an opponent that's head and shoulders above your two guys.
Without the guy that
you know what I mean?
Without their second guy.
This
is just one person being put into a situation where I thought there would be some kind of growing pains, and at least for Lou Williams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, we're still yet to see with Paul George back how his shots look. You know what I'm saying?
The shot selection will be different.
But the fact that he's able to the fact that this Clipper team looked exactly like last year's Clipper team, except for replacing Gallinari with Kawhi.
Mm-hmm. Just adding a superstar. Throwing the superstar right into the mix, and Doc Rivers, his coaching, the way he was running sets and off-ball motions and high ball screens and everything he was doing, it's just like the Lakers weren't doing that. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers weren't using their talent. We didn't get Anthony Davis on the move. We kept his back to the basket, and LeBron patted the ball like he was James Harden in that first game. Just patting the ball. Now, in LeBron's defense, he did have like 4 or 5 jumpers that rimmed out, so those could obviously go either way. But he just looked so like he didn't have his first step on him in that first game. Mm-hmm. And that kind of worried me more than probably anything else, because Anthony Davis in the first 2 games is shooting 4 for 22 outside of 8 feet. So that's going to change. That's not going to be a constant throughout the season. What I'm worried about is George Niang was able to stay in front of LeBron James last night at times. And I'm just like, year 17, I've seen another all-time great, you know what I'm saying, in this uniform. I'm just hoping that as LeBron ramps up during the season, some of his explosiveness does return. He does have it sometimes, but like just regular guys are able to stay in front of him right now. Just regular people.
Yep. I mean, we kind of expected this.
Yeah.
Knowing, we're signing a 33, 34-year-old LeBron. I think it's going to be something we kind of have to just heavily grow it. Exactly. Because, I mean, and we got to hope that Anthony Davis can be Anthony Davis, because we're not letting them be that.
They're not so far.
Just back to the basket. Where's the guy that used to play outside in?
Man.
That had showed he had some, point guard skills, that was able to create like a wing player.
Yeah.
That's the guy that we want to see.
That's what we need.
Whoever this new Anthony Davis is, where he just back to the basket and then he can't really back his defender down, so he takes a fadeaway jumper. Not only that, but he plays for whatever reason he plays smaller than what he is, right? I guess that's what's
special about him.
We love him.
Yeah.
But when it comes to being down in the paint, when someone who plays smaller,
you can't do that.
Even it seems like when he fades, it doesn't seem like it's just like a. Mm-hmm. It seems like he's kind of going lower.
Back.
Yeah, that's why he always falls.
And see, the thing about being a Laker versus being on any other team is we're going to notice these things.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm living in a world where Anthony Davis doesn't look like Anthony Davis in a Laker uniform. And I'm waiting for that 40 and 15 and 5 night, but it seems like they want that night so bad. The whole team is waiting for that night, and it's kind of putting unnecessary pressure on AD's shoulders for him not to just be able to play his game. AD is a lob finisher. AD is somebody who causes a lot of gravity when he's rolling to the basket, and he's not really doing that. He doesn't have that THRU Holiday right now where they have this unseen connection in the pick and roll. I'm talking about the pick and roll. You know what I'm saying? Not the pick and pop, not the side pick, not just the brush screen. I'm talking about the hard pick and hard roll. I haven't really seen it. Yesterday him and LeBron he got up there. Yeah. That was the first freakish, that's Anthony Davis play. Yeah. When his arm was above the basket and his head was at the rim, I was like, okay, yeah, that's what you trade a lot of people for that. But are we still talking about the Clipper game? Because I can't wait to talk about so we can cross between both of them? Okay, so as far as last night, he looked like a Defensive Player of the Year candidate for sure. 5 blocks, 2 steals, taking charges, all over the court. His offense is still behind. Like I said, 4 from 22 from anything outside of 8 feet. And AD's game very well. I know AD's game very well. That's not him.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting on those floaters to come back. I'm waiting on those jumpers to come back. How many times did he kill the Lakers just from mid-range?
Yeah.
So many times we've played New Orleans, he's just dominated the Lakers. Just his shot sets up the rest of his game, and right now it looks like he can't shoot. Mm-hmm. And it seems like, I hate to say this, every piece of talent the Lakers get, extreme talent, and they put on that Laker jersey, it seems like they forget to shoot.
Man, I don't know what's going on with our guys. I mean, but at the same time, is he comfortable? He's
not comfortable yet.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is that coaching staff making him comfortable? Is it LeBron that's kind of is he making him uncomfortable? Mm-hmm. What about the guys that we brought in is different than what he had at the Pelicans, where now it seems like he's okay with whatever game plan they're doing for him? What is it different about for, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, well, I'm gonna be straight up. I've watched. Well, it seems like they put the Pelicans games on for appetizers for the Laker games.
Yeah.
So I watched both Pelicans games as well as both Laker games, and Alvin Gentry just runs better sets. Yeah. Alvin Gentry runs a really smooth, up and down, high-powered offense. I mean, I believe the Pelicans have put up more points than the Lakers in both games that each team has played. Just as far as putting points on the board. Not like they've won. They've lost both of their games. We've obviously won one and lost one. But Alvin Gentry's offense, I mean, they shoot so many threes. Like, the Lakers only have shot like 18 threes a game. It's not like they're shooting a bunch of bombs and really spreading the floor open. Now, we have much better shooting this year, you know what I'm saying, with Danny Green, Troy Daniels. I mean, Quentin Cook hasn't showed up yet in the first two, but he can obviously shoot. But it's just they need to open up the court more, and they need to let him create more. You know what I'm saying? They need to let him create more facing up instead of back to the basket. Now, he does have a turnaround fadeaway, as we all know. Like, he has these things in his game, but that's not what builds AD's game up to make him comfortable in a game. And it seems like that's what they're trying to do. It's like they just are forcing it a little too much. Just a little too much. A lot of pressure on that guy.
I mean, shit. Deservingly so. You see what Ingram's doing? Shit.
I know. A lot of pressure on that.
What we expected him to do, which is crazy, man. But, I mean, it was tough for me to kind of count the Utah Jazz win as like a serious win. That was just because, I mean, I don't know. I just don't still consider the Utah Jazz a big threat like the Clippers. And I'm just so disappointed with that Clipper loss. It just sucked
about the Clipper game, because now it's like everything there's a caveat. Because think about it. The Lakers' next 10 games are cake.
No, yeah.
I think the best team they play is like Miami.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so every game we win, it's like, yeah, but that Clippers lost. Yeah, but that Clippers lost. Because that's just, that was a heavyweight battle.
Yeah.
And up until Christmas, when we play them again, everybody should be full strength. I mean, it's going to be, but they got smacked by the Clippers.
Like you were saying, like, we got the next 10 games, like, just easy, right? And I think everyone expected coming out, like, ESPN radio, all this crazy shit, people on Twitter, this team could probably go, like, what, 12-1 or 12-2.
They have the schedule to really line up for a nice record if they're locked in.
And the only losses that we were really counting were, let's just say, that Clipper game and whatever else.
And then the Raptors, I think they have.
And so that Clipper game actually was a loss, and that was the one that we were thinking, damn, we could lose, we probably might not lose. So that just says a lot about how we value, like how we see like the team like the Jazz, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're a good ass team, but now we got that.
Yeah.
So to know that we got that and we got it compared to a team that could be a loss. And it was.
Oh my God! Why did we have to lose to the Clippers?
Like, that sucks.
I hated it so bad. I was so mad, bro. I was like mad the next day.
So I can't love this Jazz loss.
I don't love the Jazz win.
Like I win it.
And the offense is still. They look prehistoric a little bit. Our offense still looks a little behind the times, which I hate because Luke Walton's offenses were so bad. Now Frank Vogel is a step ahead of Luke Walton as far as coaching goes. He does have a little bit better grasp of X's and O's, and I mean, our defense is not that bad. I mean, we gave the Clippers 112 points, and then the next game they played, they ended up scoring 138 or something wild like that. You know what I'm saying? But the Warriors look like just a turnstile on defense these days anyway.
The Warriors,
which is another big story around the league.
All kinds of mess, man.
From dynasty to...
In 1 year? I don't think it happens. Because I put a lot of stock into how great Steph Curry is, right? Yeah. I put a lot of stock in that personally. I know how great D'Angelo Russell is, right? Based off just the shit that I was able to see. You know what I'm saying? But you tell me those two superstars with Draymond Green, man, aren't going to make the playoffs, even though they don't have Clay. Clay can come back in March. There's no way those three superstars don't make the playoffs.
Man, I'm expecting that they're going to get into a groove here eventually. They just can't play the Lakers and the Clippers every night. Because when you really think about it, all preseason they only played the Lakers, and then they opened up against the Clippers. That's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of size. That's a lot of defensive willpower. That's just not what they need OKC. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to play someone who's going to give them a push, but that they're going to be able to beat and build some confidence on. Because right now, this iteration of the Warriors team does not even know what it feels like to win a real game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because even when it was starters versus starters, Lakers and Warriors, we blew them off the floor. And then they won the one game in the preseason when we didn't play no starters and they played their whole starting five.
So you think that whole team needs to build their confidence, or is it just those young guys that they're
I think the whole team. I think Steph needs to have a huge game. I think D'Lo needs to have a game where he complements Steph well and they start working together well. And I think Draymond needs to get loose for like at least an 8, 9, and 8 type of night. You know what I'm saying? Like, Draymond hasn't, they've only had one game, so I don't want to kill them off their one game versus the Clippers who are stampeding. Playoffs, he was great. Now, he just needs to have, like an 85% version of his playoff self in a regular season game, just to like...
For this team?
Yeah. Team needs to see that, okay, Draymond needs to bring that intensity now. He said, we fucking sucked. That's what he said after the game. So I expect him to bring a little bit more intensity as they move further along in their season.
Yeah.
But now...
They really put a lot of stock into those young guys, man. They didn't...
Jordan Poole, Jacob Evans, Marquise Chris.
I wouldn't have let go of McKinney for Glenn Robinson.
Man. Glenn Robinson.
Yeah.
Like...
Marquise. Oh, you already said
Amari
Marquise.
Spellman. They're relying on some guys you don't rely on.
Yeah, a lot of guys. I mean, sure, they look good for, the 12, 15 minutes that they got on the court for some pretty bad teams. Mm-hmm. But...
And you're relying on Willie Cauley-Stein to come in and smooth everything over. Like, that's not who he's been throughout his career.
You let a guy go in McKinney who won a ring with you. Yeah. Did he win a ring with him 2 years ago?
Yeah, he won a ring. I believe so, yeah. He's been on that team for like 2 years.
Okay, so you let a champion walk who knows what it's like to play in your guys' system, what it takes to win games, what it takes to fucking compete at the highest level against the best players. Yep. You fucking let that guy go.
Still allowing their chemistry to just be killed and killed and killed.
Think that's what they is it who's in the draft this year that they really want, because this is some bullshit.
Man, for real.
a new fucking arena, and this is what you bring out.
Exactly. Now they could be setting up for a really good trade, because I like Jordan Poole. You know what I'm saying? Jordan Poole, he's a rookie, but I like what I see from him as far as his shooting ability and everything. We got to see him play all preseason. I like some of their pieces. If they plan on packaging some of these pieces with D'Angelo and a first-round pick, I can see that returning,
something of value.
Really something of value.
Like a fit with them.
Yeah, really something that could turn them up.
What could really be?
Now, it's just hard to know what the landscape is right now, because nobody cares about this free agency. So everybody's teams are kind of locked in to kind of be the same team going into next year. Which makes it so more
valuable for a trade.
Exactly. So, because everybody's pretty much locked in on their teams, and the only free agents you have is the pipe dream of Anthony Davis if everything goes terrible, which, let's knock on wood, that never happens, and restricted free agents.
Again.
Slap me if I ever say that again, please. You have all permission to slap me if I ever say anything about Anthony Davis free agency, because that's scary as hell. That's my nightmare. But you only have restricted free agents, and that's about it. Overpaying young people.
Man, so what? I mean, I just don't know what they can get for. I know D'Angelo. I'm not gonna undersell D'Angelo, but what can they get for a pick that might be like a 15 to 18?
I mean, I don't know if Milwaukee would do it, and I'm not saying the Greek Freak, but I'm talking about Chris Middleton. As far as would they be willing to do that swap, because Middleton fits way better with the Warriors, and I think D'Angelo will fit in pretty nicely with Milwaukee. I don't love Chris Middleton. I don't love Chris Middleton as a talent more than D'Angelo at all. I don't even think they're on the same playing field from a talent perspective.
That's a good scenario, though.
But if you add Chris Middleton to what the Warriors are trying to do, he's going to defend at a high level. He's going to hit the three, and he's going to be able to take it off the bounce and get some mid-range games and stuff going. And he will look really good with Steph. And when Clay comes back, Chris Middleton, Draymond, and a big, that looks okay. We're getting somewhere. Because I think Chris Middleton is better than Harrison Barnes when Harrison Barnes left him. Obviously, he's not as good as KD, but he gives him like that middle, that middle ground in between KD being up here in the heavens and Harrison Barnes being that fucking terrible player that they lost to the Cavs because it was his fault, really, because he kept missing everything.
If you're talking about one of the best shooters in the league, bro, Chris Middleton is what?
He's
4,
good.
maybe 5.
He's
I'm not
good.
going to count Corver because he doesn't shoot more than 5 threes a game.
He's a top 10 shooter in the league for sure. We can say that easily. Now he could go much higher, but just to say without arguing, Chris Middleton's a top 10 shooter, especially on the wing and defending.
Lineup. But why do the Warriors need D'Angelo though? Because I'm trying to think like.
Just firepower, it seems like. Yeah. Or just to set up a good trade like that.
And what else? What other point guard do they have there that they could rely on if they traded D'Angelo?
Now that's tough. Because I don't even know who their backup point guard is right now.
I can't think of one either.
I'm trying to think of the Warriors roster.
It's hard because they only have like 7 young guys.
Yeah, like Jordan Poole's not a 1. He's a 2. Jacob Evans is a 2-3. Who do they play? Who comes in for them?
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
I have no idea. Yeah, they have just such a JV team. Yep. It's just...
Yeah, such an Eastern Conference competitor.
Yeah, that's so ugly. But, yeah, man, that's tough to just talk about some other things going on in the league right now. There has been some rookies that have shown up.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In this first week, we had... My guy, PJ Washington, set a record for most threes in your first game. I think he hit 7 threes in that first game for Charlotte. They lost to the Bulls, but he balled out. And they had a double-double last night to follow that up, 10-10. Didn't shoot spectacular from 3. It was like 1 for 4, but he balled out. Kobe White's been balling out. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was hitting some big shots for New Orleans last night to keep them in the game versus the Mavericks. I mean, some big just step-back threes like he's just been in the league forever. R.J. Barrett had a good game. Ja Morant's been so-so in his first 2. DeAndre Hunter scored in double digits and played lockdown defense to help Atlanta get their first win. There's been some good... And obviously, Tyler Hero was, I think, the Miami Heat leading scorer in their first game, their win.
I think that was what's his name? That was Justice Winslow.
Oh, yeah, the most points. But I think Tyler had like 16 or something like that. So there's been some good rookie performances. Obviously, the rookie class is missing Zion. And there's going to be some players who aren't even playing right now that are going to be playing later on in the season. I like what the Nets are doing. I don't like that it felt like they won the championship for beating the Knicks last night. But Kyrie's shot was amazing. I like what they have going on. I just want to know, are they going to win a lot of these close games with just Kyrie?
Man, I think they were losing a lot of the close games
last year. Yeah, they were.
So I don't know if Kyrie makes up that difference for them that D'Angelo and Dinwiddie and those guys can do. I mean, it's basically the same team just with Kyrie now.
Yeah.
So maybe. I mean, they are a year older, the rest of the guys. It's still a team that fits kind of, almost better than what the Boston Celtics had around them. I don't see why not. I don't see why not, man. I would like to see.
So they were 42-40 last year.
Yep.
With Kyrie, with more experience, I'll give them probably like 46-48 wins.
No, yeah. I think 46-48 is fair.
Yep.
I can see that. I mean, I could see them finishing top 4. But then that's probably...
That's their ceiling.
That's 46-48 wins.
Yeah.
I think I would assume.
What else have you seen from the first week that you've caught that you liked?
Man, just some... there's a guy from Charlotte, Devontae Graham.
Oh, yeah. He went to Kansas.
Yeah, he had 2 back-to-back good games. Well, the second game was more of a solid game. He looked more like an all-around point guard in the first game. But if I'm Charlotte, I'll look at that and I'm like, man, if this continues, if I can get some solid production out of him, because Terry Rozier isn't giving him nothing.
Yeah,
like
not
that.
really nothing.
You looking at that situation like
Malik Monk has it. Malik Monk has not developed. Dwayne Bacon is Dwayne Bacon. Miles Bridges doesn't look that great still. PJ Washington looks like their best player already, in 2 games. It looks like P.J. Washington and Devontae Graham.
Yeah, Devontae Graham
are really like
hooping,
really running that team.
2 games, but
I know,
still,
only been 2 games, but
when you got guys that like you paid to step up and that wanted to step up, that went on little press conferences and went to shows,
and put the jersey up and all that shit, and
like,
put the jersey on and took the pictures and shit.
Like, come on now,
you got to show up.
Terry Rozier, you got to show up, man. So
shit, Kemba hasn't been that good for Boston, but obviously we know Kemba is going to show up. But
at some point,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And then another person that I was gonna say had to show up until I seen what he did was Jaylen Brown.
Oh yeah, Jaylen Brown and Tatum played really good yesterday.
Yeah, and
got a good win versus the Raptors. And the Raptors do not suck. The Raptors are not that terrible at all.
But now
Pascal, he's been. I mean, let's give him some shine. I mean, he's put up really MVP numbers his first 2 games out.
I just wonder if they can. I just wonder if they stay healthy, man. Because if you look at their minute totals, bro,
they're playing a lot.
Playing 36, 38, 39. I don't know if you can. I don't know if that's a way of winning long term.
Mm-hmm.
You might win a few games now. You go on a streak of 15, 10 games maybe. But once it hits All-Star break and you're still giving these guys 35 minutes a game.
Yeah. Giannis, 30-point triple-double in 28 minutes to beat the Beard and Brody in their home opener.
That shit looks like it's going to work, though.
Oh, what? James? And I like it. I like the way it looks. And James Harden was like 2 for 18 from the field. That's not going to happen every night. So... But yeah, that was a good game. They played New Orleans tonight. I'm gonna be watching that, seeing how that checks out.
Because Brandon Ingram's really
BI, man. Lonzo pretty much looks kind of
like Lonzo.
He looks comfortable, is what I'll say. He looks very comfortable in Alvin Gentry's offense, but he's still so far behind from an offensive skill perspective. Layups are like half-court shots for him.
Yeah.
Like, it might go in, but it's probably not going to go in. A layup still, year 3.
I remember in college, and of course it's different.
Yeah.
Those layups were dunks in college.
And I know he was so explosive.
Yeah, so what's different about it now? I don't know if he's still wearing big baller brand shoes.
No, he's been wearing Nikes this year for the first 2 games.
Get the fuck out of those big baller brand shoes.
Yeah, never put those back on again. Never put those triple Bs on again, and whoever's his offensive skill trainer, he needs to fire that person. Yeah. If it's still somebody from Chino Hills or Demo or, his people, if they're still the ones training him during the summer, you got to get out of that and get with a real NBA skills trainer. Drew Hanlon or Cuffs or one of these guys that does that shit for real. You got to get with one of those people because Lonzo, I don't want him to waste damn near perennial all-star talent because he can't make a layup.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's terrible. I don't want to see that happen for his career.
And it's even going to be like, he's only going to be a decent role player for his career. He's going to be noticed or remembered as a Patrick Beverly if the trajectory stays the same.
I know, I hate that for him.
Lonzo Ball is so much
more.
Better
oh, my God. So much more God-given ability than Pat Bev. Yeah. But that's going to be his value because that's the only thing he can do at a high level right now.
Only thing he can do. He can pass the ball. He might be able to hit. You know what I'm saying?
He can pass the ball extremely well.
The way the only
we're
time
gonna value
I ever
him.
Heard anybody on that announcing table, whatever, talk about was his defense.
Yep, that's a standout trait.
Yeah,
and nobody thought he was going to come in the league and be a defender. And he's elite.
Well,
he's elite at defense.
I always talk about activity.
Most people thought he was not going to defend at a high level. Like, that's crazy. That from day one he has though.
I remember that we had a conversation about this, and we talked about who's gonna be a better shooter.
Him or Malik Monk?
Yeah.
They both suck.
Oh, they're both pretty bad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wanted to revisit that right now.
Yeah, no, I thought of that not too long ago because I was like, Malik Monk's gonna be a way better shooter than Lonzo with that form and everything like that. This was before we drafted Lonzo, and I didn't want Lonzo because I didn't want to get rid of D'Angelo, and I knew the arrival of Lonzo meant the good riddance of D'Angelo. But I was happy that we had him for the time that we had him because he does have supernatural ability. Mm-hmm. It's just so far gone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's so far gone in his NBA career. It's just like, man, he needs skill work bad. He needs skill work bad, bro. Yeah. Just really, really bad.
It could really be where LaMelo comes in and makes him look like
like how the other ball brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because LaMelo has skills. He has a floater game. He has all that. But Lonzo, man, we need some work on that skill. And B.I., he looks like he's gotten so much better with his skill, and he didn't have much more than a week or two before training camp to even be cleared. Both of them really didn't have much of... They rehabbed this summer. They didn't really get better this summer. Mm-hmm. But B.I.'s so talented, and he can get wherever he wants. You know what I'm saying?
He's always had what we've seen in those first 2 games. Yeah. Now, we've always seen
sustaining it.
Yeah,
sustaining it. That's what we didn't see. That's what we've never seen. Is him sustaining it over a long period of time, just bringing it every single night.
We've probably seen it for the longest was about 2 months. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I would say about 2 months before he gets hurt. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little less than 2 months because of an injury.
Yeah.
But if he can maintain that 2 games,
I'm gonna be pissed if he scores 14 points tonight.
If he can do that all the way up until Zion comes back, what would you like to see from the Pelicans?
I'd like to see them immediately become the 1-2 punch. I love the way Alvin Gentry. I'm telling you, Alvin Gentry.
If Brandon Ingram is averaging 22 a game up until Zion comes back,
B.I. was set to be the one. And the great thing about Zion is he could get his without it being called for him. You know what I'm saying? Like he could get his off the glass. He could get his off of screen and roll. He could get his off of dives to the basket and cut into the basket. But I still think you leave the ball in Brandon's hands because he looks so good with the ball in his hands.
And that's what I was thinking, man. If Zion comes back and let's just say, Griffin and the Pelicans and Alvin Gentry are like, okay, I know we got these guys in return for Davis, but Zion is our guy.
Yeah.
What if Brandon Ingram goes to like a 16 points, 18 points?
I'll be heated, but I'll know that he just needs to get up out of there. That's just period. Mm-hmm. Like if he stays consistent all the way until the day Zion comes back healthy and starts hooping, and then drops, then just get out of there. It's just not the situation for you. Go somewhere where you could just be open and free.
Yeah.
Don't go to some sorry team and make them better because he's almost there where he's going to be that franchise player that can make your team a lot better. He's just working out the kinks still.
And if you really want to amp that up just a little bit faster, go to the East.
Go to the East, yes. Go to one of those Eastern Conference teams and take one of those teams that's, trying hard but doesn't have the talent and go there and then you look like
a fucking superstar.
I'm telling you, Tracy McGrady did it for Orlando when he left the Raptors.
Yeah.
They had talent deficiency. T-Mac went there and said, I'll go take all the shots and have the ball the whole game. And now, you know what I'm saying, obviously that was the start to his Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know B.I.'s T-Mac. I think he's at that talent level, but we still have to see.
Yeah, we still have to. I mean, if he's at that talent level, then it shouldn't matter. 22,
yeah,
at least get throughout this whole year, which I think he can. But if I see that Alvin Gentry and everybody else are just forcing Zion in the offense and
get out of there. Please get out of there. Don't match.
Yeah.
Don't match New Orleans. Let him go. Have your free-flowing offense, especially once they integrate Jackson Hayes into their fold. And Lonzo is the perfect teammate for Jackson Hayes and Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
That's where...
And for J.J. Redick. And low-key maybe Drew, but Drew looks a little off.
Yeah, Drew looks off, man. He just looks like...
He just looks like the old guy.
Yeah, he does. He looks like, man, where's Anthony Davis? Like, that's what Drew looks like. Like, man, what the fuck am I doing? Where's AD at?
We can't trade KCP. If you got 1 year on the contract, trade KCP.
Oh, my God. That would be so amazing.
And...
That would be so amazing if we could get KCP up out of there for Drew. Because if you trade KCP, that's $14 million worth to go towards a trade. Mm-hmm. So that means you just have to match another 4 or 5 for Drew. Because you don't have to meet his whole salary cap. Like 80% of it you have to meet. So if Drew, I don't want to get into a math thing, but if Drew makes 25, you just need 80% of 25. You know what I'm saying? Which is 18, 17, something around there. Yeah. But get KCP up out of here.
Hell yeah,
waive that trade clause. Yeah, how did Rich Paul get this man a no trade clause,
bro?
After 2 less than average years for the Lakers.
Trade clause, but it's a. I can choose where I want to go. If I don't want to go there,
he has a trade kicker. And he should do it because he makes like 40% more on his salary or something like that if he gets traded. He gets that day.
He's the one guy I don't see ever get better in the offseason.
Yeah. He works with the shooting coaches. He works with the best shooting coaches and all that. Now, this is something... You remember in the summertime throughout the podcast, I would bring up Lethal Shooter, right? Worked with KCP, worked with AD, and worked with Kuz.
That shit.
AD can't hit the side of the backboard. KCP's 0 for everything, and Kuz hasn't played yet. But if they all can't shoot, he needs to. Lethal Shooter needs to be gone. He has to be gone. Please, he has to bounce.
Or go work with the Clippers.
Exactly. Go mess them up. Because, man, AD can't hit nothing, and he worked hard with him this offseason. Kuz worked the hardest with him, but KCP also worked with him as well. So, I mean, but if Kuz comes back hitting almost 40% of his threes, I mean, we're good. If Kuz could come back and be a real above-average three-point shooter, like somewhere around 37, 38%, it's a wrap. Because another floor spacer that could also take it to the rim with everything we have going on.
And that would mean less minutes for Dudley, less minutes for KCP, I hope. Yes. You know what I'm saying? More minutes for Troy Daniels with KCP being lowered. I think he's playing like the 3. There's times where we could play Kuz at the 3 when you have Anthony Davis and Dwight. I don't like how... man, I don't like how...
Let it out, bro. Let it out.
I don't like how LeBron and Anthony Davis don't play together too much, man. They don't
play together at all.
They don't play together too much.
After the 6-minute mark or the 4-minute mark hits in the first quarter, they don't see each other again until the second half, late in the second half.
Yeah, fuck.
Like Vogel, man, I get it. I honestly get what you're trying to do, and it is the right thing to do, but we don't need to stagger them that much. It's like they have their own separate teams.
Yeah, and it looks weird every time.
And they have really good chemistry together.
The worst part about it is that because even when LeBron is out, Anthony Davis still has his back to the back.
Exactly. Come on. Now, he hit that, he put the ball between his legs, hit that jumper over Rudy yesterday, and you were like, that's what I'm talking about. You sent me that text. More of that, please.
Yeah.
More of that. But his jumper's bad. Right now, obviously, his jumper's not bad. He's going to be hitting them, but... Like I said, 4 for 22 from anything outside of 8 feet.
Yeah, man.
That's just a bad start. He's gonna. I think. You think he gets it together versus Charlotte tomorrow? Just abuses Charlotte's small front line. Charlotte's gonna start Bismack Biyombo 6'8" and PJ Washington 6'9".
Yeah, you have to.
So
Anthony Davis, this is if there's any game where you had to force
abuse the shit out of the Charlotte Hornets tomorrow,
it's gonna be that game. But then that's also gonna. I think it's also gonna be that game for Dwight Howard.
Oh yeah, he's gonna abuse them too.
Yeah,
Charlotte's in for it tomorrow.
Yeah, that was a team that possibly, did him dirty.
Yeah, kind of blackballed him and all that shit.
Yeah. So
blackballed him amongst the league. So yeah, Dwight needs to get off tomorrow. Let's give Dwight some credit for last night. He was a plus 18, the highest plus minus in the game.
Yeah.
Offensive rebounding was just a monster. Screen setting is just a monster.
It was the first time I've probably seen him play a role that he always says, I'm here to win. I'm here to do for every team, and you kind of expect that.
That looked like it. The words have been said, but that looked like it yesterday.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that. Good game from Dwight. Offensively, defensively, I love that block on Michael Conley, that floater. He got all the way up to the apex of that floater and sent that shit to the stands. Gotta love that because Dwight is an older player. He doesn't have the same explosion he used to. So when you can see it, you know what I'm saying? JaVale, low IQ McGee.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
What is the problem with dude? What is the problem with JaVale McGee? Worst hands. Like we already know about his hands being terrible. But this season so far, his defense has been terrible.
His balance
has been awful. Every time he gets the ball, I'm like, what bad is going to happen right now?
Where is he going to throw the fuck out of this?
What bad decision is JaVale going to make? Now, hopefully he gets into, being that JaVale we saw last year. I don't know if he can because that was more of an admiration in his career rather than something that we've seen consistently. So
I feel like he's gotten what he wanted from that year.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
got a nice contract.
Yep. Here you go.
There you go. But he is older too. JaVale's been in the league for a long time.
But he's still like, what, 28?
Is he? I think he might be like 31.
31?
Yeah. I think JaVale's like 30.
Dressed like he probably 31. 28.
Hell yeah.
JaVale,
though, but hopefully he gets it together, especially with like a Rondo comes back. I think that helps somebody like JaVale.
Yeah, I mean Lonzo was the one that was
Lonzo really helped him. He's 31.
Fuck, we are kind of old.
We are old. We're the third oldest team in the league.
I mean, it doesn't even feel like it.
I know, it really doesn't, because they don't seem that damn old. They are, like, Avery Bradley's 28.
Yeah, and Avery Bradley's back.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Avery Bradley's back. I'm a little concerned about our point guard position. Quinn Cook, he's not a point guard. Although he can play point guard,
he's a point shooting guard. You know what I'm saying? Like the size of a point guard, but the game of a shooting guard.
Yeah, he's not a point guard.
Caruso, he hasn't been that, everything that the whole Laker Nation hyped him up to be. But it looks like he lost some lift. It looks like he might be dealing with something.
Like he's slower, right?
Yeah, he's slower and he's not bouncing. Caruso will dunk on your ass.
Yeah.
Like, he'll really bash it on you. I think he did Kevin Durant dirty last year on a putback. He dunked over KD and JaVale.
And then we know what Rondo is.
Yeah.
And then you have, like, the other option is just LeBron.
Yep.
I mean, Avery Bradley maybe, but I don't know.
As far as that point guard, I mean, Rondo's going to have to play a role in this team. As much as I didn't even want him to be on this team, he's going to have to play a significant role. And he does have something with AD. From a chemistry perspective, from a knowing each other, like, all these are your new teammates, but I'm your old teammate. We know each other. We had success together. We swept the Trailblazers together. Mm-hmm. Rondo was getting like 18, 19 assists in that series. You know what I'm saying? With no DeMarcus Cousins. It was literally just them two and Drew Holiday killed Portland that year. So they had to have something lingering from that. You know what I'm saying? As far as chemistry goes. So as much as I am not a Rondo fan, and I think he's one of the worst defenders in the NBA, and just a turnover machine, I'm going to say all those bad things to say I think this team needs him.
Yeah, I think because, man, like LeBron's always played with like a point guard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just somebody else out there.
Point guard, from Chalmers to fucking
Mo
George
Williams.
Hill to Mo Williams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like somebody else who could get 6-7 assists, where it's not just me and my 7 or 8. I need somebody else to be able to get. That's Rondo. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rondo is going to get assists now. Rondo does pat the ball too much, and that's something that LeBron is doing for some reason this year that's annoying me. LeBron's never been one to just super sit there and with the ball, but he's been doing that the first 2 games, so I don't know why. But, I mean, that assist to Troy Daniels at the end of the third quarter, that was special. That was like, Cleveland LeBron skip pass, like.
It just shows you why he's just so good with shooters.
Hell yeah.
We should have did that in the fucking first place.
Yeah, should have did that last year.
Yeah, we still might have Lonzo, B.I.
I know, for real.
We'd be out of fucking 52-game season, 52-win game season.
And that's all they needed was shooters, man. But I like where the team is headed. I like how the pieces fit. Danny Green has probably been my favorite player in the first 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Just overall, how he's played and just the way he defends, and he just always seems to bring the team up when he's out there. You know what I'm saying? Just something about him. He has that, like him and Lonzo would have been a crazy backcourt together because they both have that thing where they just lift the team when they're out there, no matter what they're doing. And Danny Green's a sniper, for real.
Yeah.
He's a sniper for real. Like, he has a clip.
Shooter.
He's not playing out there. So you gotta love that.
Yeah.
You have to love that.
We've never had in
for real.
When's the last time we had someone with a fucking
real clip?
Yeah.
Glenn Rice.
That's so long ago.
I
wasn't thinking of that far back, but fuck, you might be right.
Glenn Rice had a clip, bro. And he was done with the Lakers after 1 year. He hated being a Laker. But he had a real clip. Other than that, I mean, during the Kobe era, nobody had a true clip. Especially at Kobe's own team. No, nobody had a real clip. And then the rebuilding years, I mean, I hate to say it, but Nick Young probably made the most threes out of anybody in the last 5-6 years for the Lakers.
Yeah, like 8?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's been terrible. We got, because Troy Daniels has a real clip, but he's obviously not the player Danny Green is, and he's not going to play that type of role, but he has a clip too.
Yeah, KCP doesn't have nothing.
Oh, my God. And then there's going to be a game where he hits 5 or 6 from 3, coming up soon.
Yeah.
But then he's going to suck again when we don't need him to suck. Especially at the end of games, KCP. He's like Carlton in the episode of Fresh Prince. You know, when they're playing back there, hooping and Will's going off and shit, and Carlton shoots the half-court shot, he's already like this. And that shit, airballs, that's KCP's career right now. God, as a Laker, that's KCP, for sure.
That sucks.
KCP is so Carlton. Bad. Contavious Carlton Pope. Hey, man, but he always tries really hard.
Bro, I don't give a fuck. Like,
KCP always tries extremely, extremely hard.
No, I am done with the try hard. Like, no.
He was in jail last year?
I don't know where he was, bro. He was on house arrest.
No, he was in jail, bro.
No, he was not.
There's been a year, I don't know if it's like Lonzo's rookie year, or I think it was Lonzo's rookie year. He was in actual jail. Like, his playing basketball was his work release. And then he would go back to jail, I promise you. I swear on everything, bro.
Fuck, though.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, my God.
He had like a lingering DUI from Detroit, and he had to serve the time for it out here.
Oh, that sounds like a real disease. A lingering DUI.
Man, I'm telling you, KCP's been through it.
Man, that's crazy. I didn't even know that. No wonder.
And he has 1 point on the season right now from the free throw line.
That's just, man. Yeah, I'm right about now. I'm just cut his ass, bring in J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
Cut him and bring on J.R. Like, I mean, I can't deal with it no more, man. KCP is bad. It's only been 2 games and he is bad.
He's part of the KM. He's in the Clutch Mafia. He came in here. He came to the Lakers, and next thing you know, next 2 off seasons, we got Clutch's 2 best players, AD and LeBron.
That's so horrible.
So that kind of, maybe that's how it works behind the scenes. I don't know, but it kind of seems like it does.
Yeah.
Like, let's put this mole on the Lakers before we send our 2 best guys over there. So that's probably why he's good. He's going to be on the team next year too. So you might as well just get used to it. Because he will be on this team next year.
This year, I'm going to call it right now. He's shooting like 33 from 3 and 38 from the field. That
is a terrible year.
That's going to be his year.
No, yeah, I can see that.
That's going to be his year.
Because I think he's only been like 40% and 35% so far since he's been a Laker. He can't do anything inside the line.
He can't shoot mid-rangers. He can't shoot threes. He can't lay the ball up. He can barely hit free throws.
Him and Lonzo had a pretty good chemistry on the fast break, though. I will say that. He had a lot of good fast break finishes for us before, but
he always runs like he always plays like he's in a fast break.
Yeah, he run like I don't know.
Like, even in his half court set,
he's running
a fast break. Yeah. Like
but he don't come off screens right.
If he don't come off screens right, he don't dribble right.
Come on, KCP.
He can't shoot.
Imagine if he could be theoretically what he's supposed to be, like that 3-and-D, lock you down. Yeah, but what we thought we were getting.
We wouldn't have Danny Green right now.
Exactly. He would be locked into that starting shooting guard spot because it seemed like when they drafted Lonzo, they signed KCP to kind of pair them up together.
We got him like 25 years old?
Yeah, we got him young. Yeah. He sucks.
He fucking sucks.
He's been bad so far, but because he's been bad every year he's been a Laker. I don't care what nobody says.
He's been okay.
He's had good moments, especially when it don't matter.
Especially when it's
at the end of the season and nothing matters. Oh, he's playing free. He's shooting 6 for 8 from 3. He's having 30-point games. I mean, I remember one time though he killed the Sacramento Kings. I don't know if it was Lonzo's rookie year or second year, but one year he smashed on the Kings by himself. He had like 35.
Fuck.
But I think it was like the second to last game of the year. He's that kind of guy. Right now, Alex Caruso is in jeopardy of being that kind of guy too. Because he balls when nothing matters, when they're not playing for nothing. But he played really good defense last night. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He came in and helped change the way the game was going. Because he makes good defensive rotations, like really good defensive rotations, especially on screens.
Like the Warriors, man, we're depending on some guys to step up.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just like our guys a little bit better than the Warriors guys from an experience perspective.
Of course. But
yeah, we are depending on some guys to step up, man, quick. Because Quinn Cook was always like a bonus for the Warriors. Like, there'll be games where he plays 2 minutes and doesn't score no points, and then they'll give him 18 minutes, he scores 15 points. He was never just a every night contributor for the Warriors, and now we need him to kind of be an every night contributor for us. So,
because if not,
that's a role he's not used to.
No one else in that point guard position is going to do it.
Exactly. So we need a lot. I mean, it seems like everybody's so focused on Iguodala, trying to get him at some point in the season. I mean, they need a point guard bad.
Yeah.
Like Trey Burke, they could have used Trey Burke on this team. He can shoot it. He can run a pick and roll. He sucks on defense.
That's like you can't have 2 Quinn Cooks on.
But he's better inside the 3-point line than Quinn Cook is.
No, but
he's not as good outside
too.
Yeah, no, they both
can't always give up 50 to your Russell.
No, they will.
Westbrook.
They will. But Trey Burke has a little bit of fight in him. But hey, we have our draft pick this year. If the point guard position just sucks, I mean, look for Trey Jones to be coming in at like the 25th pick.
That's like six.
That's a small guy who gets after it on defense, and that's about it because he can't shoot at all. But he's probably the point guard in the Lakers' range. You know they're just going to take whoever.
We're going to take somebody we don't know like every year, and he's going to be really good.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not worried about our draft picks anymore. Like, shit.
Yeah, the draft picks don't even matter, really.
From 1 to 60, give us one.
Yep.
We're going to come out with the best player. We're going to come out with the fucking
But yeah, they need
player.
A guard, though, bad. This team needs a guard.
I'm low-key, like, also wanting to see what's his face, THT.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to see more of that.
He returns to practice this week. Returns to practice, should be full go once he returns. Who knows when they're going to play him? I mean, I wonder if he's going to get work in South Bay before he gets work on the big squad. Is what I'm wondering.
I hope there's something. I just want to see something from him.
Yeah.
But I think we could use him with Avery Bradley.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With LeBron, with, you know what I'm saying? That all defensive team.
Yeah, his skill set, his long ass arm, shit. We could definitely use that. But for the first 2 games, I'll say, where's your excitement on a level of 1 to 10 from what you see from the first 2 games? Where are you at?
I'm still excited as fuck. It just doesn't feel like
just the dominant team in the world.
Nah, I bought in a little bit too much into the hype with the preseason shit and the Lakers saying the rest of the NBA needs to be ready. I bought into it a little bit too much. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. So
but when your boy is back to doing crazy New Orleans Pelicans like shit, I mean, it might look pretty damn crazy. Think about AD has not been AD on offense either of these 2 games.
Yeah. So
maybe when he shows up and has like a 16, he goes like 16 for 21 from the field, and he has like 40, he has like 12 rebounds and 3 blocks, then maybe it's like, okay, we are the dominant team.
I hope so, man. I want to see that shit way sooner than any kind of fucking later.
Me too. I want to see that tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to see
I want 40 and 15 ASAP because he just routinely did it in New Orleans. Like, it was just, the next night, he
20 minutes, 18 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go out and get 30 tonight, boys.
Exactly. I just hope the pressure and the playing with LeBron and all that bullshit is not, but he's a GOAT, though.
It better not.
But he's a GOAT. That's why I don't even think that it could even
hear any kind of report saying that Anthony Davis isn't comfortable playing under the star of LeBron.
Oh, my God. I'm going to be so pissed because we didn't give everything up for this man. And
leaves,
oh my
talking
God.
About
this man goes to the Chicago Bulls next year. Oh my God, I don't even want to say what I would do to myself. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say how bad I would be, man.
He's what
oh man, that would be the worst thing, bro. This man goes to Chicago like, I just want to go home. I want to be comfortable.
That'd be hilarious. We had people in the chat that we didn't even write to, bro.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. LeBron looked better than the first game.
What surprise thing can make the playoffs? And then... my bad.
Oh, man. We didn't see it, you guys.
Yeah, if y'all ever come back to watch.
Draymond Leo. Yes, LeBron looked better, and I like the Dallas Mavericks and the New Orleans Pelicans to make the playoffs at the lower seeds.
Yeah, same here.
And I like, I think...
Atlanta on the East.
Atlanta, I wanted to talk about Atlanta a little bit. I think we got to him a little bit with DeAndre Hunter, and T's just having the time of his life. He's FaceTiming me after every game to tell me about the dominant Clippers.
No.
Hate that guy.
No. No more Clipper talk. We're done.
Man, he is living his best life right now, sure.
I mean, it only took, what?
A million damn years.
How long has he been alive?
I think he's 28, 29, so
29
right about
years.
there.
I mean, you deserve it.
You deserve it. But you're still not winning because as soon as AD turns that corner, it's a wrap.
Damn, I wish we would have seen.
I know, we would have had some interaction.
It was behind here. That's weak.
Our bad, you guys. But we're back, though, now. You know what I'm saying? We just had to dust off the kinks, dust our shoulders off a little. And we're back with it consistently. Recapping your Laker week for you and your NBA week for you every week.
Oh, this one still says that there's 2 people watching, too.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah. But it looks like we'll probably end it here.
Yes, sir. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Some good information in here. If you guys tuned in late, you know what I'm saying? If you guys tuned in late to the show, there's some good info in the beginning of it. Make sure you check that out. Drop some comments. Drop some commentary. Negative or positive, we love it all. We'll respond for sure.
We'll definitely respond. But we'll see you guys on the next episode, man. When? You think
next Saturday?
Week?
Yeah. The Lakers better not be ass cheeks this week. We got a lot of easy wins this week. If I'm frowning when you see my face next week, it's not good. And I don't know what I might do to myself. We'll see you guys.